Hey guys, this is James. I'm going to wait a couple minutes while Facebook lets you know that I'm here. When you come into the room, just say hello and weigh in. I'm not going to be here long because I know you're busy. I want to talk to you about a topic that's critically important to your life, to your business, and to the world at large here today. And so we'll wait just a second. Bear with me. When you come into the room, just say hello. And if you have questions or comments, I'll come back and I'll grab them after the fact. Today, I want to talk to you about the heart. Now, I know the heart is not a topic that we hear. Hey, Minnie, thanks for being here. I know the topic of the heart is not a topic that we hear a lot in leadership circles, or leadership conversations, and that's part of the problem. That's a big problem. Because you see, your heart aches. It does. Now, here's what we know. The number one killer in the world is heart disease. Certainly, poor diet, depleted soil, lack of exercise, obesity, just plain laziness, and all those things contribute to this. But let's go deeper for just a moment. You see, the heart is the center and the life force of who you are. Your heart forms in your mother's womb before your brain does. And yet we live in a world that is stuck in their head. We put so much emphasis on IQ and very little to no emphasis on EQ, emotional intelligence, and AQ, adaptability quotient, or adaptability intelligence, and yet mounds of research prove that EQ and AQ are far and away more predictive of success in life and business and relationships than intellectual intelligence or IQ ever will be. And yet, why is it that we continue to put the emphasis in the wrong place? You know, you like me know someone who's probably an intellectual giant and they're an emotional child. You see, just because you have a high IQ doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It doesn't mean you're going to know how to connect. And you're certainly not going to have life, real life. And I'm not talking about just physical existence. I'm talking about life, love, laughter, beauty, art. The things that we live for come from the heart. And yet we're still stuck in our head. You see, your head will mess you up every single time because the head is not meant for decision making. The head is made for data gathering, analysis, and pointing you in the right direction. And what it's become is, as we've heard many, many times, it's both a blessing and it's a curse. And so we've got to get out of our heads and into our heart. Leaders for the future. We need new leaders. Would you agree with me on this? Not the old leaders who are focused only on ROI, the traditional ROI, return on investment. That's important. And yet the new leaders are focused on the new ROI, what I call return on impact, return on influence, impact, contribution, giving back, making a difference in the world. Does that make sense to you? Well, if it does, then maybe you'll accept the challenge to become a new leader, to take your power back and to lead from the center. I mean, just on a physiological level, try disconnecting from your heart for a couple of minutes and see how long you'll live. You won't. Is it any surprise that heart disease is killing? Hey, Robert, is it any surprise that heart disease is the number one killer? Because we're disconnecting from our heart. We don't know how we feel. We don't understand our feelings. We don't have self-awareness. We don't have emotional intelligence. We're just intellectualizing ourselves into oblivion. I'd like to change that, or at least make an impact on that, and maybe you want to help me. I want to challenge you to become one of the new leaders, the leaders who lead from the center. If you'll accept that challenge, let me work with you. I have a 3-day experience in Las Vegas, Nevada, coming up in November. There's a link above my head, and you can click it and just get the details. It's limited to 20 people. It's not going to be a massive event. It's 20 people because my team and I are going to work up close and personal with you to help you open your heart, to lead from your heart, and to bring love and beauty and art and goodness to the world. If that resonates with you, then click the link and get the details. Let me just say one last thing. If you're a law of attraction fan, which many people are, let me give you some science. The heart is 100 times more electric than your brain. It gets better than that. Your heart is 5,000 times more magnetic than your brain. So you want to talk about the law of attraction. What's going to pull things to you more powerfully? Changing your thinking is not all that it's about, because many emotions are precognitive. You've got to come from the heart. And the heart is what's going to pull towards you. Those feelings, those emotions is what's going to pull towards you the things that you desire and deserve. Does that make sense to you? You don't hear this kind of conversation very often, but we need to hear it more. If that resonates with you, Leadership for the Future, 3 days in Vegas in November. Limited to 20 people. There's a couple of few seats left. Grab your seat. Click the link above. I promise you it's an investment, but it's also an investment that is less than 1 Starbucks a day. So is your life, is your love, is your laughter, is your business worth more than 1 Starbucks a day? I think the answer is obvious. Click the link. I told you I wouldn't take a lot of your time because I know you're busy, and I hope to see you in Vegas. I look forward to seeing you in Vegas if you're the right person, and let's make a difference in the world. Let's make an impact from the center. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Have a masterful day. Hope to see you in Vegas.